Hi everybody, I'm here to report on Rangers' 2-2 draw today at Pittodrie. And I'll start with the positive, if not the hilarious side to the proceedings. With Thursday's game in Bilbao ahead of us, Barry quite correctly played, well, a team of fringe players. 9 changes from the team that started on Thursday, and guys we'd never seen start a game this season. And what can you say? It was absolutely dreadful, but we got a 2-2 draw. And even better, 95th minute equaliser. So not only did we sicken the Aberdeen fans, who thought they'd had this game won at half time, never mind in the 94th minute, but we probably sickened thousands of Celtic fans ready to celebrate another title. Well, we'll have to wait a couple of weeks for the next game to win that and then get the title officially. So that's the good side. The other side was, what a terrible display, absolutely shocking display. I don't know what Barry was thinking of playing the likes of Ross McCausland as a right wing back. He had the worst game I've ever seen him play, practically one of the worst games I've ever seen any Rangers player play, because he was diabolical. He was giving the ball away, poor passing, shots nowhere near the goal. When he was chasing, I say that in inverted commas, chasing an opponent who was running towards our goal, he was like 3 yards behind him for about 20 yards because he was trundling behind the guy who was actually running with the ball. So absolutely shocking. It was so bad, I was shouting at my TV for Barry to get him off after about 10 minutes. And then when he did get booked the first time, I thought, well, at least he'll come off at half time. Barry can't take the chance on keeping him on and getting another booking. But he should have been off even due to his terrible display. But no, he stays on and then he does get booked a second time, quite rightly, and off he goes. So that was actually a plus as far as I was concerned. That guy should never get a game for us again. He's absolutely hopeless. He's regressed in the last year or two. Just absolutely nowhere near the standard we need. So he was no loss. You look at the rest of them, practically every other player was absolutely terrible. Goalkeeper was good. I'd probably say he was a man of the match. So the goalkeeper was good. Barron started well in the last quarter of the game. He was doing the same as the others, giving the ball away, poor passing, that kind of thing. Inciala I thought was the best of the defenders, and Igaman up front kind of soldiered on manfully because he had nobody beside him. Danilo, poor touch, couldn't pass the ball, couldn't hold the ball. Anonymous the rest of the time. Cortez, totally anonymous. And we're going to pay millions for this guy in a couple of months. So 3 up front. Igaman basically on his own because the other 2 were absolutely hopeless. And in midfield, as I say, Barry started well, but then he faded as well. Bayrami, or as he's known in our stand, empty shirt. He hovered around the centre circle for all of the first half. He wasn't attacking, he wasn't defending, he was just staying out of the way. He didn't want the ball. Don't give it to me. I'll just hover around the centre circle because it won't come that way. He was absolutely disgraceful. He was slightly better in the second half when Barry at half time obviously moved him out onto the left. But for a guy of his experience and what he cost us, there's another one we went rid of in the summer. Ditto Proper and Fernandez. His first start, he's played about 40 minutes total since January. And oh no, did we say? I think we actually signed him in August. That's even worse. So he's played about 40 minutes total. Oh, and he managed 20 today, and then he's off injured, and who knows what it was because nobody saw anything happening to him until he went down and had to get, I say, treatment. They kind of stretched his leg and he was pointing or feeling his hamstring as if that's what had gone. So I think he just wanted off at that point. So absolutely terrible for most of these fringe players. It's bad enough when the first team, the first choice guys play badly, but if that's what we've got to come in when they need to, we really are in trouble. There's so many of them we've got to get rid of. When you think about it, they scored from a free kick, brilliant free kick from Clarkson. But in fact, by that time, they should have been 2 goals up. missed 2 sitters, so it wasn't looking good. And then the sending off, obviously, then we go 1 down, then 2 down, a nice move. The young guy, Finlay Curtis, playing as a left wing back, that's not his position. He was done by the guy on the right, got past him. He should have slid in and even fouled him, but he didn't. Gets to near the byline, cuts it back, proper, nowhere near the guy who's got an easy finish. He was in between Tavernier and Proper, but he was Proper's man, I would have said. So a good goal, but dreadful defending. We thought we got one back when Iggerman put it in the net, but in fact Curtis had just let the ball go maybe an inch over the line before he cut it back. TV wasn't conclusive, but I thought one of the angles showed it was probably just over the line. All for VAR having a goal line angle to settle the matter. So anyhow, first half was as bad as it gets, just unbelievably bad. Second half were a bit better. Aberdeen still had chances. They got a goal chalked off when it was 2-1. It should have been 3-1, so it was rightly chalked off for a handball. But we weren't looking any better, really. We just let them dominate the play, pass it about. They should have been thrashing us. By the time we scored the first goal, they should have been maybe 3 or 4 up. And actually, when we did get the goal, what a finish it was from Iggerman. That's why it should be played through the middle. I think it was a long ball up from Kelly. I think, Bayrami actually jumped up with the guy, and I think he got his head on it to flick it forward. Iggerman runs onto it, 3 guys around him, he twists and he turns, he makes a slight opening and fires it into the net. What a finish. The sort of thing Drossers can't do. Can't hold it up for a start. So anyhow, that was us back in the game. We trundled on, not really making any chances. I think overall we had 12 efforts at goal and 4 on target, and obviously 2 of those were goals. So that kind of sums us up. On the other hand, Aberdeen only had 5 on target, but they had 17 attempts at goal, and I think they had 51% possession, so they were ahead of us in all the stats and in the play itself. Although having said that, even at the beginning, they didn't come at us with all guns blazing. Usually there's a ferocity and intensity they put on at Pittodrie, and they want so badly to beat us. There wasn't even any of that in the first 10-15 minutes, so that made me happy, because we didn't want that kind of Aberdeen coming at us. But if they can't do that when they look and see the team sheet and see the players that we were putting out that game, they really are in trouble. They shouldn't end up third in the league. They really shouldn't, and they probably would. But anyhow, to get back to the game, Iggerman puts a 2-1 down, plod on, they missed chances. We didn't really have chances. Gets to the 94th minute, all's looking lost. Then Hadji puts a lovely pass through to Drossers. He runs onto it, he's onside, 18-yard line, shot at goal. He hits the post, and immediately you're thinking that should have been the equaliser. But on the other hand, it is Drossers shooting, so who thought it would go in? It goes out to, thankfully, Shefty. He takes control, slips it to his right, and there's Hadji on the 18-yard line with a fantastic shot right into the corner. Brilliant goal. It didn't matter that it was a meaningless game, 2 each. It was just how sickened the Dons fans must have been when they saw that going into the net, and equally how sickened Celtic fans must have been to see us drawing when we were 2-0 down with 10 men at half time, playing a B team in the first place. So looking at the bright side, that was a great point. Coming back from 2-0 down, I think that's the 8th time in about the last 10 games. Just ridiculous. It's unbelievable. So who knows, with that kind of luck, maybe we can snatch a 1-0, maybe the 95th minute in Bilbao on Thursday night and go into the semi-finals. I wouldn't be banking on it, but please, Barry, play the proper team. Don't play Drossers up front. Iggerman up front. Czerny hopefully beside him. 3 at the back. That should be Tavernier, Suter and Balogun, and 2 wing backs, Raskin, Diamande, and probably Hadji in midfield, and at least we would have a chance as long as we battle and get stuck in, and who knows what might happen. We could be back at Bilbao in about 6 weeks' time. Onwards and upwards, and thank you for embarrassing Aberdeen and sickening their fans.